why you feel lost, lazy, and unmotivated all the time, and how to fix it. From today, have you ever noticed this? You wake up in the morning, your body is fine, nothing is actually wrong in your life. But still, you feel heavy. No excitement, no clear direction, no motivation to do anything meaningful. You scroll your phone, you delay your work. You tell yourself, I'll start from tomorrow. And slowly, without realizing it, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and you start feeling lost. Here's the scary part. Most people think this happens because they are lazy. But that's not true. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are mentally overloaded. And today I'll explain exactly why this happens and how you can start fixing it from today, not tomorrow. Let me ask you a simple question. When was the last time you felt truly focused? Not distracted, not tired, not bored. Just calm, clear, and present. For most people, the answer is, I don't even remember. And that's the real problem. We are living in a world where your brain never rests. From the moment you wake up, your phone starts attacking your attention. Messages, notifications, short videos, random content, instant pleasure. Your brain keeps jumping from one thing to another without ever completing a full thought. Psychologically, this creates something called mental fragmentation. It means your mind is busy all the time, but productive almost never. That's why you feel tired even after doing nothing. Now listen carefully to this part. Motivation is not something you find. Motivation is something that appears when your brain feels safe, clear, and focused. But if your brain is overloaded, motivation cannot survive. It's like trying to light a candle in a storm. Let me give you a simple real-life example. Imagine you have 10 browser tabs open in your mind. One tab is stress about the future. One tab is guilt about the past. One tab is social media comparison. One tab is sexual urges or instant pleasure cravings. One tab is unfinished goals. Now tell me honestly, would you feel energetic in this state? Would you feel disciplined? Would you feel confident? Of course not. Anyone would feel lost. Here's where most people make a big mistake. They try to fix this by watching motivation videos. They look for hacks. They look for shortcuts. But motivation without clarity is temporary. What you need first is a mental reset. Let's talk about laziness. Real laziness is rare. What most people call laziness is actually decision fatigue. Your brain is tired of choosing. Choose to work or scroll. Choose discipline or comfort. Choose growth or pleasure. When your brain is overloaded, it always chooses the easiest option. Not because you are weak, but because your brain is exhausted. Now comes something important. Instant pleasure is silently killing your drive. Every time you choose something that gives quick pleasure with zero effort, your brain learns one thing. Why work hard when pleasure is cheap? This includes endless scrolling, binge watching, porn, constant entertainment, even overthinking. Over time, normal life starts feeling boring. Work feels heavy. Discipline feels painful. Silence feels uncomfortable. And slowly, motivation disappears. But here's the good news. Your brain is not damaged. It is just overstimulated. And overstimulation is reversible. Let's talk about how to fix this, step by step. Not in a dramatic way, not in a perfect way, in a realistic human way. Step 1 is awareness. You cannot fix what you don't notice. From today, start observing yourself. Notice when you feel the urge to escape. Notice when you reach for your phone without thinking. Notice when you avoid silence. Don't judge yourself. Just notice. Awareness alone starts reducing mental load. Here's a small but powerful mental shift. Stop asking, how do I get motivated? Start asking, what is draining my energy? This question changes everything, because motivation is not created. It is revealed when distractions are removed. Let me pause here for a moment. If what I'm saying feels uncomfortably accurate, that's a good sign. It means your mind is waking up. And in the next part, I'll show you how to rebuild focus, discipline, and self-respect without extreme routines and without forcing motivation. Part 2, how to reset your mind, rebuild discipline, and feel like yourself. Again, before we go further, let me tell you something important. You don't need to change your whole life. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need extreme discipline. What you need is control, small control, because control creates confidence, and confidence brings motivation back. Let's start with a hard truth. Most people don't feel lost because they don't know what to do. They feel lost because they don't trust themselves anymore. They say they will do something, and then they don't do it. Again and again. Slowly, self-respect disappears. And without self-respect, motivation has no foundation. Think about this. If someone else promised you something and broke that promise every single day, would you trust them? Of course not. That's exactly what happens inside your mind. You break promises to yourself, and your brain stops believing you. So the real goal is not motivation. The real goal is to become someone who keeps small promises. Now let's talk about mental reset. A mental reset doesn't mean doing nothing. It means reducing unnecessary input. Your brain is like a glass. Right now, it's overfilled. Trying to add motivation without removing distractions just causes overflow. Here's a simple reset rule. Every day, create at least one period of low stimulation. No phone, no music, no videos, no multitasking. Just you and one simple task. It could be walking, it could be cleaning, it could be sitting quietly. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is not boredom. That is your nervous system calming down. Most people avoid silence because silence forces self-awareness. But silence is where clarity returns. Now let's talk about discipline. Discipline is misunderstood. Discipline is not forcing yourself to do hard things. Discipline is removing options. When too many options exist, your brain chooses comfort. When options are limited, discipline becomes automatic. For example, if your phone is always near you, willpower will lose. But if your phone is in another room, discipline becomes easy. Environment beats motivation every time. So instead of asking, how do I become disciplined? Ask this instead. What makes bad choices easy for me? Then remove that. Now let's address something sensitive but important. Instant pleasure. Your brain is designed to seek pleasure. That's normal. The problem starts when pleasure requires no effort. Porn, endless scrolling, constant entertainment train your brain to expect reward without work. Over time, real achievements feel less rewarding. This is not a moral issue, it's a neurological one. Your dopamine system becomes unbalanced, and when dopamine is unbalanced, you feel lazy, numb, and unmotivated. The solution is not extreme restriction. The solution is delayed gratification. Do one thing daily that feels slightly uncomfortable but meaningful. Exercise, learning, working on a goal, keeping your word. Small discomfort rebuilds dopamine sensitivity. Slowly, life starts feeling rewarding again. Now here's a powerful psychological principle. Momentum matters more than intensity. Doing something small consistently beats doing something big occasionally. If you wait to feel motivated, you will wait forever. If you act first, motivation follows. Let me give you a simple rule. Lower the standard. Raise consistency. Instead of, I'll work for 2 hours, say, I'll work for 5 minutes. Your brain doesn't resist small tasks. Once you start, continuation becomes easier. This is how discipline is rebuilt. Another important thing. Stop comparing your behind the scenes with other people's highlights. Social media destroys self-image. You see success without seeing struggle. That creates false expectations. And false expectations lead to disappointment. Your journey doesn't need to look impressive. It needs to be sustainable. Progress that lasts is often quiet and boring, and that's okay. Let's pause here for a second. If you've been feeling lost, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're overwhelmed. And overwhelmed people don't need motivation. They need simplicity. Part 3. How to build a calm, focused life without burning yourself out. Now, let's bring everything together. So far, you understood one big truth. You don't feel lost because you are weak. You feel lost because your life has no structure that supports your mind. And structure doesn't mean strict routine. Structure means predictability. Your brain feels safe when it knows what comes next. Let me explain this simply. Chaos creates anxiety. Clarity creates calm. When your days have no basic shape, your brain stays in survival mode. That's why you feel restless, distracted, and tired. So the goal is not to control your whole life. The goal is to control a few anchor points in your day. These anchor points slowly stabilize your mind. Let's talk about the first anchor point. Morning. How you start your day sets the emotional tone of your brain. If the first thing you do is check your phone, your brain enters reaction mode. You start living other people's priorities. Instead, do this. For the first 20 to 30 minutes after waking up, avoid your phone. Not forever, just delay it. Use that time for something simple. Stretch. Wash your face slowly. Sit quietly. Plan one small task. This small habit alone can change how your entire day feels. Second anchor point. One daily non-negotiable task, not 10 tasks. 1. Something meaningful, something uncomfortable in a healthy way. It could be studying, working out, learning a skill, or working on your goal. Even 20 minutes is enough. This task sends a message to your brain. I am someone who shows up. That message rebuilds self-respect. Now, here's something very important. Stop trying to fix everything at once. That's ego, not growth. Real change is boring. It's doing small things even when nobody is watching. Let's talk about focus. Focus is not about concentration. Focus is about elimination. You don't gain focus by adding more techniques. You gain focus by removing distractions. Ask yourself this: what steals most of my attention every day? Is it my phone? Is it overthinking? Is it late nights? Is it constant entertainment? Pick just one thing and reduce it slightly. Not remove, reduce. Reduction is sustainable. Extreme rules are not. Now about confidence. Confidence is misunderstood. Confidence doesn't come from motivation. It comes from evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Every small promise you keep adds to that evidence, and every broken promise takes it away. So start making promises you can actually keep, even if they feel too small. Small promises kept daily build unbreakable confidence. Let me say something honest. You don't need to become a different person. You don't need to be perfect. You need to become consistent. Consistency beats intensity. Every single time. Now let's address the feeling of being lost. Feeling lost doesn't mean you don't have a path. It means you've been disconnected from yourself. And reconnection doesn't happen through noise. It happens through quiet effort. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Stop asking, what is my purpose? Start asking, what is the next right action? Purpose is built, not found. Direction comes from movement. Even slow movement counts. Over time, something interesting happens. Your mind becomes calmer. Your focus improves. Your urges become weaker. Your confidence grows, not overnight, but steadily. And one day you'll look back and realize you're no longer lost. Before ending, let me say this. If you're watching this and you feel tired of starting over, you're not alone. Most people don't fail because they quit. They fail because they try to change everything. You don't need a new life. You need a better system. Start today. Not perfectly, just honestly. Remember, growth is quiet, but it's powerful. If this video helped you even a little, or if something you heard today made you think, then please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who might need it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more honest, practical content like this. Content that focuses on real life, not fake motivation. And let me know in the comments, what are you struggling with right now and what kind of videos you want to see next? Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next video.